Today I decided to head out into the forest just for a wander with my camera in hand, purely for fun. No plans, no pressure, just seeing what kind of photos I could find along the way. And unfortunately, tyre trouble almost put the trip on hold, but after a quick inflate, I was back on the road. I was lucky today that it was cloudy skies, as this should make for much better photos than if it was harsh sunlight. I had a couple of places in mind, so I headed off to my first stop, enjoying the drive through the forest on the way. However, the tyre problem didn't go away, and due to stuck wheel nuts I had to call the breakdown company out, which delayed my shoot by an hour or so. With the tyre swapped, it was time to explore. I started looking for opportunities straight away, not rushing, but trying to make up for lost time. Of paths and tracks running through the forest. With no plan, I just wandered, hoping the path chosen would present me with some good opportunities. The forest is full of these ferns, and they make for good opportunities when one or two have turned golden, with others remaining green. I decided here though to wait for something a bit more isolated. Not going to lie, I have been watching other photographers on YouTube, and they have inspired me to not just look for typical shots, but to try and tell more of a story with the photo. Perhaps to look for and shoot things that I wouldn't normally consider, and here is a good example. I continued wandering with no destination in mind, looking out for colours, contrasts and textures. This gnarly old tree caught my eye and seemed good for a square composition. Another shot that isn't my normal, but it tells a story about the area that I'm in. I stumbled across this fallen tree looking like a giant beetle or an insect, which to me was just a little bit different. And the yellow leaves gives this an almost autumnal vibe in July, standing out amongst the greens and browns. This seemed like a good example of a golden fern isolated on a nice green background. And I was just really enjoying wandering around, looking for details and the odd compositions that stood out to me. Really like this bendy tree, but I couldn't get a shot I like that isolated it enough to make me want to photograph it. This lone dead tree stood out to me, taken from the car park, but it's now time to head off. Initially, I am leaving disappointed. I only had one stop today thanks to the earlier tyre delays, but on the way home, I did see a lone tree that I couldn't resist. But we had to wait for the cow crossing. And I wonder how close this driver knew she was to hitting the cow. The lone tree was spotted on, unfortunately, the other side of the road, and the car park was closed, so I had to park and navigate a footbridge or a road bridge with no footpath. Right, I thought my shoot was over, but I've just seen one photo as I was driving along that I wanted to stop at, so the car park was shut, but I've got to try and get back across this bridge if I can. And it's quite a busy road, so I hope I can do it without getting hit by something. Let's go play Frogger. This is why the car park was closed, and I took a lot of care when walking around to make sure I didn't disturb anything. Here is the tree, a couple of shots from a couple of angles. And on the way back to the car, this stem caught my eye, its bright red thorns standing out on the pale green. Thank you for coming along on this new forest wander with some slow, calm photography in what has to be said, some nice soft light. I thoroughly enjoyed myself and will definitely be doing this again, so I'll see you next time.